Yeah, it's gonna have some music right this time. Get the rattle going. Hey, it's time. You know, did you see last week when we did the premiere that it had a nice countdown on YouTube for us? It's like the show will start in
3.
Yeah, it does a big countdown, like maybe even 90 seconds or something. It is. Welcome everybody to the
Harv
and Jace show.
We're back.
How's it going, man?
Not bad. How are you?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
We are here again, back with the facts.
We're back with the facts and all that.
And all that. Yeah. And a rattle.
And a rattle. Harv and Jace show. Harv and Jace show.
We got some pumpkins for the set.
Yeah, and I love your shirt, man.
It's popping, and since the YouTube channel thing, I figured I better.
You're our Don Cherry.
Yeah.
You're officially the Don Cherry now.
I got to start.
So now you set a precedent. And now you got to
so
up it
if
up.
any clothing designers out there would like
Pretty soon it's going to be just tight like this under.
Yeah, they want to advertise using me as their canvas.
Of course.
By all means.
Their canvas.
Here I am. Here I am.
That's some funny. Can you believe it's been another week? It's like crazy what's going on, man.
Time goes by fast when you're having good times. Man.
Yeah, and you got big family things and things going on, and it's just crazy. This is our third week, actually fourth week. You were mentioning because we did the test shooting, so like a true month, and we've been trying to grow better and better. You know, our sound and video.
Like we're building slowly but surely. We're getting more comments and likes and
totally the views are getting up there. Yep, getting really good subscribers. So yeah,
and I thank everybody who's out there listening and watching. We're doing our best to keep you entertained and amused and informed.
That's what it is, man. Yeah. We're actually just here to talk about all the stuff. We're like, it's amazing what happens in a week, right? Like, in spite of or in the meantime of all our life and stuff, there's actually so many crazy things going on, man.
So many crazy things.
And the thing you can't get away from right now is the fishing.
And Digby, Nova Scotia with the Mi'kmaq.
Yeah.
Their fishing rights are being
infringed upon
by all these non-Indigenous fishermen who run
99.0303% of the fishing or lobster fishery economy.
Right, and they want to run. They think the
Indigenous people there literally have 0.7% of the economy, and so this massive group. They sent like 35 vessels, like boats.
Yeah, they were chasing them in the water, shooting flares at them.
Intimidating them.
Trying to hit them and sink their boats.
Actually cut
their traps.
Cut their traps, released their traps, confiscated their traps. And all while this is going on, like the OPP and RCMP standing there telling them, they have every right to do this, right? Because there was a Supreme Court ruling in 1999 that they won. Their inherent rights.
Yeah, it is their inherent right to fish the land.
And the thing is, it's not to make themselves rich either. It's actually to feed the 3,000 community members from the reserve there, right? The Sipnekatik First Nation. I don't know if I said that right, but that was the First Nation that's in question, right?
Right.
And 3,000 members there rely on that lobster and their food and their livelihood.
And even if they did use it as a business, it's still their right. And it's not like they're running 100%. They got less than 1% control of the water there. So it's
I just can't believe say you had something like a pie or a pizza or something, right? And like you only give me 0.7% of it, but I paid for it. It's almost like the same thing, right? Because it's our.
And then I'm mad that you got that piece.
Yeah, and then you're sitting there eating your piece, and you're like trying to block me from eating that 0.7% of that pizza, even though I bought it, and it's like I did everything to get it, right? It'd be the same thing if they're on the Indigenous land out there, right? So it's like, and you're doing everything.
What you're putting down, man.
You're literally gonna stop me from eating that 0.7%.
That's Digby, Nova Scotia for you, right there in a nutshell, folks.
And it goes beyond that. Into intimidation. It goes beyond that. Like the Indigenous people out there, the reserve and their supporters are getting denied service at restaurants and gas stations and bait shops, and like
the racism it's
literally
alive and which is what we spoke about before on previous episodes.
Right.
And
we're hoping that every week, we don't have to hear something so catastrophic every week, but it really is every week. We're sitting here uncomfortably talking about things that are actually happening like this. We're not talking about a sci-fi movie here.
No, this is real life. This is going down, and not everybody knows the actual facts. All they see is the non-Indigenous people getting their rights infringed upon, which is not the fact at all. They're just exercising, by the looks of it, their colonial empowerment over
it's just so
laws.
It's just so disappointing that we have to keep over and over and over again. So like we really want to say that we support the Mi'kmaq and what they're doing and what they're standing for out there, and we're just saying that they're doing the right thing. And how I don't know how you're supposed to defend your actual inherent rights. They're doing it peacefully. They're just minding their own business. There was just one boat out there fishing, one, bringing in like 10 lobsters, while these things bring in 350,000 lobsters a day or whatever, these conglomerates out there, right? And then they're worried about this 30 that this.
It's always a big corporation that's trying to do it for the little guys, man.
It's hard to believe that they can't grasp. They got to grasp 100% of everything, I was just noticing the pumpkins. It matches our personality. The brightness. Look at the bright this is.
Yes, popping.
It's popping. And mine's a little bit more somber and a little more straight and a little more warm. In between our feng shui that we just got rewatered.
Yeah, the greenery.
And we were talking about, I wonder if this is going to ever eventually grow, and then it's going to.
Yeah, by the end of our run, hopefully, we'll have like on our 14th season, we'll have a bush sitting out here. And we're just peeking through the leaves.
Yeah, and it might get.
You might hear some rustling before we get actually speaking.
We're filmed in front of a live studio audience, right?
Live. Yeah. If they weren't live when they got here, they're living now.
That's great. So if you want to be on the show, just message us and say we want to be in the studio audience, and then we'll make a COVID nice. Because we have room.
Wear your mask, wash your hands.
That's right. But we do have room where we could set people. If they actually want to watch this live, I would say let's do it.
Sure.
I don't mind having a live audience.
Yeah. No hecklers, but.
No, I'd appreciate hecklers, actually. It'd give us a chance to see what we got.
Sure. I guess
we could do some tap dancing ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're no slouches.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to dance or anything. I've got a few moves up my sleeve. I've been to a buck and door too.
I love buck and doors, man.
I miss
people and just rolling, good times. Yeah, you do miss them because standing outside, shooting. Reminiscing, having fun, people you haven't seen, and so
it's just a good time.
Good times and good music usually, What's some of your favorite Six Nations buck and doe bands?
Classic, the Breeze band, man.
Oh, the Breeze, of course.
Going back, and then they just evolved into the Healers,
which is Big Joe.
Yeah, Wolfpack was.
Thanks, man.
Back in the day,
Yeah, me and my brother, my
East End bar back in the day. I wasn't even old enough to get in. But you weren't either, but you were singing.
I know, right? You weren't either. Me, Troy, we were pretty young. Cheese, my brother
Cheese.
Chad, we were too young to be there, but I don't know how that worked out.
I don't know. It was fun times, though.
I know we were there from, really young.
The Bad 12. Guys is another local band I like.
Totally. It's getting cold out there, eh?
It is chilly.
Gonna need something to do inside.
I seen some frost the other day, actually. Man. Saturday morning, I seen frost on the grass, and kind of deterred me because I thought,
basically telling you,
I got a couple beauties in the ground that I might need to get out soon.
Right, you're a cannabis guy, right?
I am a cannabis
is
connoisseur.
Absolutely legal. Connoisseur. Yeah, and you're gonna hold eventually down the road and a taste test or.
Yes, I would love to. I'd like to throw that out on the table. If anybody has any killer strains they'd like me to review on the show, I'm more than willing to do that.
Samples.
Yes, and give you a shout out. And,
totally.
A 5-star rating.
Yeah, and that's the one thing you reminded me of. I love the people commenting and watching the premieres of the videos and subscribing. We're getting a lot of good subscribers. We're getting a lot of views.
A lot of positive feedback so far.
A lot of positive feedback, and we're just so excited that you guys are joining us and keep sharing and subscribing and liking. And thanks for being part of this journey as we grow. We want to get some great guests on here. We want to get some information out from an Indigenous perspective, and it's really nice to be sitting here with a good friend that we've known a long time.
Right, and then we can talk about the issues that affect us all, mostly our community, but also just the Indigenous
world events with Indigenous, view, and but still have a little bit of our side.
We got to have some fun.
We got to have some fun because this is crazy world. We got to see it from a humorous perspective if we're gonna actually not be overwhelmed.
It's like smiling and laughing through some hardships, I guess.
Exactly. It seems like the laughter is the best medicine for a lot of people, including Indigenous people.
Yeah.
And you can't go to an Indigenous event or bowling or say with a group there, man. We are laughing and having a good time.
Oh, right? Yeah. It's a good time.
And that's how you guys supposed to enjoy life, right?
Yeah. It's a secret to it. Laughter is the best medicine.
And so now I'm worried a little bit because I haven't heard anything about Halloween yet. And I'm just wondering if we're going to be allowed to Halloween because I'm seeing a lot of people with their opinions saying, oh, we're not going to do it. And then I see a lot of people with their opinions saying, oh, you can't stop me. So
all these rising cases of COVID happening now,
right?
Too,
it's almost up to 500 again since May.
Phase 2 or phase 1 again, possibly. So that's a lot.
What does that mean, though? Does that mean the blockades go back up on Six Nations, or There's a lot of things to consider, eh?
There's so many things to consider. Like, that was crazy when the first shutdown happened. Like all the people
and
lining
then the hoarding,
up, and the hoarding, the toilet paper fiasco, and all of that stuff.
Yep.
So I hope it doesn't get back to that. Mm-hmm. But I know they were talking about closing the schools again,
right?
And just doing it strictly online,
mm-hmm. which is causing a lot of problems too because they have to be these
and especially down here on the res, the Wi-Fi connections are not so great for us down on the res.
You got that right. And that's a big problem down here, the internet connection, but also the programs that the teachers are trained on over 4 years at school, and then the parents are expected to log on and do all this information from home. And
there's totally different ways of doing math now than there was when I was a kid.
Totally. So you wouldn't understand basically the formulas and stuff because they always upgrading and changing those books, right? Those textbooks. So it's a crazy time right now.
Ever evolving, yeah.
So to take away that Halloween from the kids, I think would be cruel. I don't know how we can do it, but I'm still trying to rack my brain at how we could do that safely.
I'm sure there's a safe way to go around it where everybody's feels protected.
And I was thinking even at the very least, like my house, maybe I could because you're only allowed so many people, right, in an indoor gathering.
Right.
Maybe just each family can invite that amount of people and just do different sections in the house where the kids get to go and trick or treat at different family members' table or something like that, at least, and then bobbing for apples. You could still do.
I know they did a thing at the arena.
Oh, that's good.
A few years ago where it was like a trunk or treat, they called it, and people just took their cars and the kids could just go from car to car.
That's a really good idea, right? With masks, everyone have masks.
Everybody had masks.
Yeah, and they keep sanitizing their hands and stuff.
They could totally do that again.
Totally. Oh, man. There's a lot of good ideas, but I hope the powers that be, elected council in Ontario and people who make those kinds of decisions, take that into consideration. And I know we have to be safe, though. So I'm kind of down with whatever they kind of, I'm willing to roll with the punches, I guess.
Safety first, as I always say.
That's amazing. And we're getting to the time, which is fall now. The leaves
Harvest
are falling,
time.
and it's cold. Harv est.
Yes.
But it reminds me always, I love this time because I like spooky, Halloween, scary. I love to be scared. I love the spookiness of it, Halloween.
I dig a good
witches
scary
and
flick.
Jump scares and
What's some of your favorite scary movies?
Whoa, man! I mean, there's this crazy B movie. I don't know if you remember it. It's called House.
I do remember it.
It's trippy, man.
Is Richard Mall in it?
Oh, I believe he is.
He's like Bull from Night Court. Yeah. You're damn right. I know that movie.
This is why we have to do a show together, man, because we just know the same stuff.
Yeah,
dude. It's crazy.
It's uncanny.
So if you don't know what House is, it is literally so mind-bending and spooky. And the special effects were just grotesque and it
was a great movie.
It was a really great movie, but told with a kind of satirish. I don't know. It was really.
It had a bit of comedy spin to it.
Yeah, but it was downright scary.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
Yeah, like Thump in the Night type of thing, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in years, but I do remember it.
Right.
I remember being quite
People
fond
need to
of
go
it.
watch that. Go watch House and then comment on this video and tell us if you get to, and do it when the lights are out, you know? Because people can't be watching it in the afternoon and say, oh, this ain't scary.
A scary movie in the daytime's not the same.
Real dark, quiet.
Yeah, set the mood. Set the mood.
Mint popcorn.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think? What kind of movies you were down with?
I like a lot, like old Nightmare on Elm Street stuff.
Oh, geez, I love Freddy Krueger, man.
I'm a big Rob Zombie fan now. Like,
nice.
House of a Thousand Corpses or Devil's Rejects. I
Very popular movies and scary and gory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked Blood Quantum.
Right.
The native zombie film. I thought that was great.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Awesomely filmed. Great acting. Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't seen that. Blood Quantum.
I highly recommend it.
What year is it from? Is it
It's maybe a year and a half old, 2 years old.
Oh, that's great. I have to check that out.
Yeah, it's just recently been released on the movie network and stuff. So.
Oh, really cool. So we can probably like find it on iTunes and all that stuff.
Definitely.
Oh, that's great. That reminds me of a new show that just got picked up. It's an Indigenous tale called on CBC called The Trickster. Did you hear anything about this?
I seen some trailers for it on CBC, like during some
it's supposed to be
hockey
a really
games.
popular show based on Indigenous artist who wrote it, Eden Robinson. Put out a novel in 2017 called The Trickster, a series that centers on a First Nations teenager and a small-time drug dealer who becomes increasingly aware of magical events that seem to follow him. And Robinson, the author, is Indigenous from BC, and it's based on like the lore, the trickster and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that's just known to be like Indigenous, just messing around. And
Yeah, just kind of
mimicking
like
voices
the little
and-
people in our culture.
in
I
our
guess,
culture, in
would be,
Iroquois,
like,
yeah,
similar.
exactly, like mimicking voices and like shape shifting and stuff like that, and just being like
Just,
a little bit of a nuisance too.
Yeah, just causing mischief.
Causing mischief, exactly.
Yes.
That's all it would be, right? So,
Yes.
But they got picked up, which is huge news, and we love to put light on huge Indigenous things going on. In
kudos to
totally just got
the
picked up
people who
by
put that together.
the Sci-Fi Network in UK, which is huge, and Sci-Fi is like their big network over there, right? You said that had some good shows.
Yeah, like Black Mirror and a few other big shows.
Like their
came
big
from
shows, right? So kudos to the Trickster, and congratulations to
that's
Eden
awesome.
Robinson, right, for all that great stuff. So it's so nice to see Indigenous artists rising right now in all aspects: books, poems, movies. Like look at Rumble got nominated for an Emmy, right?
Right.
Like it was Stevie Salas and Tim Johnson, and Derek Miller was a part of that, and Robbie Robertson. So, the Emmys, right, were just recent.
Yeah, the Schitt's Creek was the big winner there.
Totally. And the Emmys is no small thing. It's like the Hollywood version of the Oscars is for movies, the Academy Awards, right?
And Emmys TV's highest accolades.
Yeah, exactly. And a little Canadian show started by Eugene Levy and his son, Dan Levy.
Yeah. Eugene, famous from SCTV days.
Yeah, exactly.
The American Pie dad.
Yep, exactly. And all the great Christopher Guest movies. Huge stuff. But he's just a Canadian from Hamilton, Eugene, and his family. But created this little show, Schitt's Creek, which, if you don't know, is a great dramatic comedy, I would guess, on CBC, that airs on CBC. And it just it won 7 straight awards at the Emmys this year.
Yeah,
7 straight from the kickoff of the show.
That's pretty big, especially for Canadian television. Like, you think of Canadian television, you don't. Right. I don't think of many awesome
you
shows.
They're going to win the Canadian awards, right? And that's where I'm always looking for them. And then
like maybe The Littlest Hobo, greatest Canadian show of all time. Right. Hands down.
The Littlest Hobo, that theme song, man. Oh my God. But seriously, like that, big kudos to Schitt's Creek and all that, and for Canadian, representing Canada and Canadian film, and what a great thing to start, with a father-son duo, and then the
that's
daughter
awesome.
plays in there too. She's
and Catherine O'Hara, isn't she Canadian as well?
The legend Catherine O'Hara, of course, yeah, amazing. So that was great to see that happening. And another thing I heard and seen was that Niagara Falls, Niagara Falls is.
Yes.
Glowed is going to.
The honeymoon capital of the world.
The world, right? Exactly. You got it. But I guess on September 3rd, September 23rd, in honor of 150,000 children who attended the Indian residential schools, is going to glow orange. And
awesome.
The Butterfly Spirit drummers are going to open with drumming and singing. And when the falls changed to the orange, the drums went silent to remember 10,000 children for each minute.
That's pretty cool. That's really awesome that they would do something like that to recognize that for the Indigenous community.
Right. And
there is a huge population of Indigenous people in that area.
And it's an awareness thing, don't you think? You think people like that with that big platform, like it's known as one of the wonders of the world, is it not?
Yeah, it is. I believe one of the seven
wonders. It'd be like
wonders.
the Grand Canyon or something doing that,
right.
Something to recognize, the Indigenous people. And what a great move by Niagara Falls and their mayor and whoever made it possible.
Yeah, it's classy.
Yeah, because for me, I think it brings a lot of awareness, right?
Right.
People that wouldn't normally be directed to that type of information are now getting it. Oh, why is it orange? Why is it orange? And there's millions of people that can go through there, but maybe not now during COVID. Now maybe it could be tens of thousands. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Niagara Falls because I don't go out much now.
Right. I haven't been there in a minute.
Yeah, but I know people are starting to go out there again, but I'm not really sure. Haven't seen it. Would you go out to Niagara Falls and go through those scary houses? Have you ever done that?
I have done it.
The Frankenstein and the
that's
Dracula.
Been a while, yeah.
They're terrifying.
They are. It's mostly just walking through the dark with my fists up, don't touch me, don't touch me.
I hate it. When I went through, it was awful because you have to follow these hallways, right?
Right.
And then I didn't realize this till later, but you're walking through this hallway, so then they come in, they put this other door there. So no matter where you walk, you're like you're walking around in four walls. You think you're stuck, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like freaking you out, and they're saying you're stuck, and they're mimicking you, and like chainsaws and screaming, and oh man, those are some stressful things that we're paying for this stress, right?
Right. Yeah. I've subjected myself to it a few times.
Oh my goodness.
It's been a while though.
Oh man, and I also love the Criminal Hall of Fame there that they had. Oh man, it was nice to go through that wax museum.
Clifton Hill is just kind of cool when
Phenomenal.
It's popping.
Great food.
Yeah.
Lots of great times, games, good food. Yep. There's some other cool Indigenous news. Are you familiar with Jennifer Podemski?
I am. I met her back in the day doing our True Res stuff. We met her when she was doing the Big Soul production stuff.
Right. Did she help with the Don't Look Back video?
I believe her production company was the ones who shot it.
Oh,
Big
that's
Soul
awesome.
Productions.
Big Soul. Yeah. So see, we're connected to that history right there. That was a big video. I mean, it's got over 250,000 views online, does it not, that video?
Yeah, it's
featured Derek Miller.
We
just had a surprise guest when we released a surprise episode with an interview with Derek Miller. So
yes, he was very animated.
He was very animated. Yeah, it was a great show.
He's always animated. He's
always fired up, but he speaks the truth.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
And that's why we love him. Yeah, so that's cool. She announced that a new company called Shine, the Shine Network, and it's a free and offers subscribers virtual training, mentorship, and a digital exhibition space for content created and owned by Indigenous women. A news release says that the project is a direct response to the chronic underrepresentation of Indigenous women on screen and behind the camera in Canada's media production sector.
That's awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of women represented in media and
Like, what a great way to use your platform, because Jennifer is a huge producer. She's like well known amongst.
Yeah, she's all
big
over
in the industry,
Turtle Island, right?
Yeah, totally, and she's well respected in the business as a producer, and she produces like even the Inspire Awards and all these massive things, right? So
maybe one day we could get her as a guest on the show.
That'd be amazing. So kudos to Shine Network. So if you guys want to check that out, make sure you go check out the Shine Network, Jennifer Podemski, and make sure you support that in any way you can, because I think that's a cool thing.
Yeah, we got to support our people, and that's half the battle right there.
Yep, that's it. The borders are going to stay closed till October 21st.
Oh, man. Keep them longer.
I thought it was going to be in November, but
I thought it was going to be November too.
October 21st, I guess they're saying, and then they're also saying the Liberals, they're just pondering the idea right now of basic income. Have you heard anything about that?
I heard briefly of it, but I didn't read too much or research too much into it.
It's just crazy. Like
I heard something about a minimum wage being raised from 14 to 14.25.
I think that was the plan all along, right? Wasn't it supposed to be 15, and then they said, okay, let's do 14 now, and then we'll roll it up gradually to 15. But then they probably said COVID is the reason why we're not going to roll it up right now. But if it goes to 14.25, that'd be good.
Yeah, it's always good to have a little more money.
But the basic income is kind of crazy idea that's getting floated around right now is about all Canadians getting X amount of dollars every month to help, I guess, with just living expenses, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I don't know. I really don't know because I think
right?
it's gonna cause some trouble.
It's a new
financially,
idea. Right?
But
for Canada, you say?
Like for people who are at a disadvantage already,
right?
They'll be good with it. But the people who are already flourishing, they won't be good with it because they're going to be taking a hit now. They won't be making as much as they could be.
That's a good point because, like, we see it with the Mi'kmaq out there right now. We see it.
Sickening.
And it's the same kind of situation. What's going on? Land Back Lane, right? 1492 Land Back Lane.
Exactly.
They're calling for a day of action on October 9th. Did you hear about this?
I have heard about from a few people. I'm aware of October 9th. There's some stuff going on. I'm not exactly sure what and where, but I know it's a day of action and there'll be different things going on.
Skylar Williams and the leaders there, they have a Facebook group, right? And they put up 3 demands that they're asking for on October 9th. And the first one was provincial, federal, and territorial governments, and these are quotes right from the Land Back Lane Facebook page. Provincial, federal, and territorial governments must respect Indigenous peoples' sovereignty over their lands and water, which relates to the Mi'kmaq and what's going on out there. Right. 1492 Land Back Lane remain under Haudenosaunee control and Haudenosaunee sovereignty over the Haldimand Tract and to be respected, right?
Right.
And then end the criminalization of land defenders and their allies everywhere, which we've been talking about for weeks already. And they're still arresting people and harassing people, calling people and saying, if you go anywhere near there, if you talk about it, if you report about it, we're going to issue a warrant for your arrest.
I've seen a list of charges that you're like liable to be in obstruction of police if you show up there or defying the court order. There's like a couple different charges. Like if you were just to go there, like even you yourself could go there to perform.
Oh yeah. It was so nice to see the Navy ships and the RCMP kind of back in
like I seen a video on Facebook of an RCMP officer arguing with some non-natives about how
not aggressively, just telling them
not aggressively,
but factually,
just
right?
Presenting facts and saying, hey, they have every right to be out here, and he's just making sure you aren't out here trying to hurt them, which is him doing his job, which
and it's so
you don't get to see that too often in the Indigenous community.
I know. We were just talking on our last show that sometimes we can see the RCMP and Canadian government a little bit of the monsters, the modern day monsters now, but so it was nice to have to eat crow for a little bit there and see, see that the RCMP was actually standing up for us. And on the main stage, and then the Navy, they sent 3 Navy ships to disperse the 35 boats.
Right, the guys who were really causing the trouble.
Yeah, and they released the names of all those businesses and vessels and the owners of all those businesses right there. So,
and I hope all those businesses really go down for.
Well, I hope they at least
acting the way they were.
At least they do a little self-reflecting to say, holy moly.
Or face some heavy punishment or fines.
Yeah, say, look how we reacted to such a minor thing that's affecting just such a small minority of people.
Right, yeah, it's a typical entitlement thing.
I don't know. What are we going to do about that stuff? That's why we're here, Harv. I think that's why we started the show, so we can at least get the conversation going.
Get the conversations going, maybe empower or inspire some people out there.
Get some ideas going,
right.
And get the media out there, get everything in order. I mean, it's just like crazy. And did you hear Donald Trump was in a little bit of trouble? He got some mail delivered to him that had like ricin powder on it.
Oh, yeah, and
and
it originates from Montreal.
Yeah, a woman from Canada.
Yeah.
Was arrested, I guess, at the border.
Right.
I guess they had her information and the fingerprints or whatever on the packaging matched her information from. I guess she's a little bit of a troublemaker.
Yeah. Well, so is Trump, I guess. But
so is Trump.
If you want to play that game, you got to be ready for that kind of stuff.
Ricin's like deadly, right?
Yeah, I think they said
dose could kill you
just by touching it or
within
whatever.
36 hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's actually pretty scary.
She wasn't playing around, I guess.
I don't know if she was all there or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
You have to be all there to kind of do that stuff. But she had some crazy quotes. If you want to go check that story out, but she has some crazy quotes about why she did it and everything like that.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've never read the quotes. I just knew the incident had happened.
Right.
But I never heard too much.
He's not the first president. I guess a couple letters got sent to Obama with Ricin.
From the same lady?
Oh, not the same lady, no. But during his term, 8 years, I guess he received a few Ricin-laced.
I would assume any world leaders are going to get...
Isn't that scary, though?
Attacked, or any leader of even our community leaders or city leaders.
So if you see a job out there in the States that says mail carrier for the President of the United States, it might be a glamorous job, but you have to
you better be getting paid danger pay.
It might be the FBI. I don't know who does that, actually, but that's some scary stuff, don't you think?
Yeah. They definitely got to have their sniffing dogs.
And from Canada... do you think she'd be doing it to her own prime minister or whatever? But it has to be Donald Trump for some reason,
right? Maybe she didn't like his hair.
She didn't like his hair. I love your shirt, man. It reminds me of Weekend at Bernie's.
Excellent. I was going for like a Scarface or.
I don't know. I went the wrong way then.
Yeah, no, Weekend at Bernie's or
we are Don Cherry.
Chunk from the Goonies. Magnum PI. There's so many places I look
so many
for
influences, right?
Yeah.
That is really hilarious. And we were talking about that when we're gonna jazz up our set a little bit, and it would be nice to get some of those irreverent little movie posters and
just
cool
random things,
right?
Yeah.
Like what we were talking about, like Gazoo or Kazoo.
The Great Gazoo. Maybe a Gizmo sitting here.
Back there, right? Yeah. And we'll be aging ourselves a little bit, right? Right. But the people that know that
eventually we can park a DeLorean back there.
That would be hilarious. Do our chauffeur inside a DeLorean would be hilarious.
Oh yeah, goals.
That's the goals. Oh man, sports, man. What do you think?
I haven't been paying too much attention, since my teams have been knocked out of hockey.
Hey man,
I've been heartbroken, so I'm still following. I guess
football actually has people in the stands now.
Do they?
Yes, and it doesn't look. It looked kind of weird because, it's horizontal lines, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it's like all these people are with like if you're sitting in front of me in a row in front of me, you're literally right there, right?
Right.
So all those people in that row are right there beside each other, but people are spaced out. They look kind of wild.
Yeah, I never watched any football games yet, just the highlights.
Right,
and they don't really show the crowd too much.
Right,
so.
and MLB, the major leagues, is trying to get fans for the playoff for the.
They got the extended playoffs
right now.
this year too, right?
And a lot of teams are going to make the playoffs right now, and the Jays are holding on to.
Which is surprising after that battering they took last week, man.
Whoop! They lost 6 in a row. Then they won one.
19 home runs against them in 3 games, I believe.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then they got whooped last night, 12-1 by the Yankees again.
Well, the Yankees got them, and I think Yankees are the favorite to win the American League, maybe the World Series.
But they got a lot of help when they got Jarrett Cole back and all these big players coming back from injury. So they were kind of like a wounded duck for now, but now they're getting a lot of their firepower back.
Yeah.
But the Jays, you got to admit they were rolling, but then they had to reincorporate Teoscar Hernandez when they come back from his injury. Same with Bo Bichette. And that messes with the chemistry when you're kind of rolling,
right.
And you bring in 2 power superstars.
Yeah, those are big guys.
And then all the
lineup.
batters who are batting good, they say, we don't have to do that no more because we got our big guns back. And they're hoping that these guys do it, but they should have just kept the same formula and kept hitting regardless of who's in the lineup or where they are, don't you think?
Right. I haven't followed the Jays much this year, but
yeah,
I know they're doing decent.
Hey, if they make the playoffs, that would be the Jays, Raptors, and Leafs all in the playoffs during COVID, which is kind of like an added bonus because I thought they were all going to get canceled, right?
I did too. I'm glad they at least came back to play some games. I've been watching UFC, I guess, a lot.
Right, and they were the first ones to do a a show, right? Without fans.
Right.
UFC, they kind of...
And I kind of like it better without the fans because you can actually hear the punches, you can hear the coaches yelling, you can hear the really smack talk between the fighters a little bit.
Exactly.
So.
Oh, that's awesome. It is almost Halloween. It is almost Halloween. Boo. Do you guys have a movie that you watch all the time, every Halloween?
I've been trying to incorporate House of a Thousand Corpses every year. Like, you know how like you watch the Christmas movies, you got your regulars. Yeah, I'm trying to make House of a Thousand Corpses.
Right? I absolutely love Christmas, but that's going to be in the future. Yeah. And so, like, we're talking about. There's also some stuff about the NHL. Have some news. They had their yearly NHL awards, and Leon Draisaitl from
the Oilers.
Yep, Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah,
had a breakout season.
Yeah, he outshined Connor.
Well, Connor missed a lot of
Connor
games.
had some injury issues, right?
Yeah, but Leon Draisaitl, whether Connor was in the lineup or was out, he just completely annihilated the points. He had 117 points this year. He won all
in an abbreviated season.
In an abbreviated season, exactly. But he won all the awards. He won the Art Roster points. He won a Ted Lindsay and the Hart Trophy. So
the Ted Lindsay is formerly the
almost like MVP
player voted by the players. Though, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's really huge. Voted by your peers, right? And then Roman Josi from the Nashville Predators won the Norris Trophy, Defenseman of the Year.
Right.
Connor Hellebuyck from the Winnipeg Jets.
He's a good tender. He's a good tender.
Totally. And then Cal Maker won Rookie of the Year with
Colorado, right?
Yep. Yeah. 50 points in 57 games. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Get those awards out of the way.
Not too familiar with the Colorado Avalanche lineup other than Nazem Kadri.
Yep, Kadri
and McKinnon
for the Leafs. Yep.
Yeah. We're down to Dallas and Tampa.
That's it. And it's 1-1, right?
1-1, yeah.
Wow.
And I don't know who to go with. Like Tampa's due because they had that powerhouse
right, and
team.
Stamkos might be coming back.
And Stamkos
They're threatening him every game like we are with our rattle.
Yeah.
Which is going to come. It's coming. Harv has these big rattle coming. It's coming.
Stay tuned.
Next episode.
You might not see it, but you'll definitely hear it.
Yep, and then in basketball, unfortunately our Raptors are out, long gone. But, there's some pretty good teams still left.
Yeah, Jamal Murray.
Last night.
Yeah.
Big win.
Out of Kitchener, by the way.
Yep. Down a good old Canadian boy from Toronto, like really close. Kitchener, like you said.
Yeah, he's really stepping up. He's a superstar in the NBA.
He Kawhi, right?
Yeah.
They didn't out.
And now he's trying to go LeBron.
And he's going LeBron head to head. And they're down 2-1, but, amazing win last night. He's really helping that team, be the new Raptor, be the Raptors of this year, basically.
Like last year, they had the big Raptor push. So all of Canada was behind, and then now I see they're trying to. All of Canada is getting behind. And
Miami's still
Jamal Murray.
Yep, Jamal Murray, exactly. Miami's up 2-1 on the Celtics. They play again, which is essentially Wednesday night. But
in the bubble.
In the bubble, yeah. So it's cool, man. A lot of good stuff going on this week, man.
Yeah, the NBA, the baseball playoffs coming soon in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, we got a lot to look forward to. I actually want to go watch that movie House now again and scare myself.
Yeah.
And I love your shirt.
I got to go look for Encino Man.
Yeah, there you go. And we're going to try and keep our set growing. I want to get some cool stuff going on in the set. So if you guys have any ideas, make sure that you let us know in the comments what we should put up, or if you want to send us anything.
Any cool shirts you want me to wear.
Yeah, exactly. Or
if they get any cooler than this.
Send us some mugs. I don't think they get any cooler
they don't.
than that.
We'll
drape it over your chair.
Yeah, I was waiting for another day, but I had to pop it off. Yeah.
No, but I love it.
We'll just hang this in the background.
Right, right? We have a whole backdrop of that now, right? It was awesome, buddy, hanging out with you again for another week. And
it was a pleasure as usual.
I'm super happy that we got to go through all these things that are going on this week, and I'm super happy to sit here with you again and just kind of get through these stuff. Even they're difficult, they're light, but yeah, we're just gonna keep doing it and just keep having fun. And
can't wait to see what we got to talk about next week, because it seems like everything just falls into our lap, and
yep, and we're still
there's
trying.
No shortage of topics.
Yeah, and we're really trying hard to get some really great guests coming up. You know, we're extending invitation to a lot of great people. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Subscribe, like, comment, and we'll see you again next Thursday.
Yeah.
All right. Ow.